Welcome back to AFTV. I'm here with my boy Belgium. Now, Belgium, me and you've been speaking off here, and I know you were pretty disappointed with the performance today, although you're happy with the win, as we all
That's
are.
it, yeah.
But you made some specific reference to our midfield, and you think that that needs addressing. Tell the people.
Yeah, I just thought that today, that awareness in terms of having Declan Rice and Zubimendi, the kind of in the beginning of the season they were showing. Today, it was just off, literally off, and you could see Chelsea, they were enjoying it. What's his name? Casedo and Enzo, literally, they won that midfield battle, which is a shame, and that's why at one point you could see, was it Saliba and Gabriel, they kind of a little bit in a panic mood. Because,
Exposed a little bit.
Yeah, because normally, they're supposed to give you that protection, and that enable Saliba and Gabriel, even as such as we know that when it comes to stepping forward, Saliba is good at that. But when it comes to all the tackling, pacing, and closing those spaces, what's the name? Gabriel is good at. So today, you can see that's what we kind of, I think first half, and when I was watching it, I'm there thinking, this thing needs to be fixed up. It needs to be fixed up. And again, we went on second half. And I was a little slightly surprised that it took Declan Rice off. But obviously, it could be tactical change.
Well, he's got a yellow card.
Yeah, because he was on a yellow card. And again, too, he wasn't having a good game. And listen, that needs to be fixed up. Because especially when we in all the forefront, which is fantastic. And we got to come back against a team that literally in the midfield, you see that they know that physicality we're lacking. So Arsenal, we got to fix that one up. See.
Couple of set-piece goals for either side and a sending off as well. Now, I know you got some points you want to make on the sending off.
Yeah, so it was a couple games ago, Chelsea were one red card away from equalling Burnley's record in the last decade of Premier League red cards, which was 7. So I believe now that takes them level with Burnley's record as the dirtiest Premier League side in the last decade.
So what is it with Chelsea in these red cards? Because outwardly they don't seem a dirty team, but why do they keep picking up all these red cards?
Well, I don't watch Chelsea week in, week out, but if you look at the one today, it wasn't necessarily dirty. It was just lack of footballing intelligence. When you're on a yellow, you cannot dive in like that in the position that Martinelli was in. And as Christian said earlier, I don't know why Pedro Neto was complaining, because that's the most textbook, blatant second yellow. Even the most diehard of Chelsea fans would tell you he can't have any complaints about that whatsoever.
And then he spent an age arguing with the referee. Took about 8 minutes to get off the pitch. I mean, what was all that about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, as I said, he can't have any complaints whatsoever. And it's good play from Martinelli. Obviously, Arteta bringing him on at half-time. And Chelsea going down to 10 men, that makes a huge difference. And that obviously impacted the way the rest of the game panned out. And we're able to sort of manage it in points thanks to some good saves as well with Raya helping out.
Yeah, and of course, that's the second time this season we played Chelsea and they've gone down to 10 men. So, yeah, it was good to get the win. Now, I know that you've done some crunching of the numbers and you've worked out... Tell the people, I'll let you explain.
Yeah, I believe the last time Chelsea beat Arsenal in a competitive game was Romelu Lukaku scored. Yeah. It was when Pablo Mari and Rob Holding were at the back for Arsenal. It was August 2021, start of the 21-22 season. And at that point, I think I was in year 12, hadn't done my A-levels yet. Since then, done my A-levels, gone to uni, graduated uni, and Chelsea still haven't beaten Arsenal. Wow. So it says a lot about the position of the two clubs. Chelsea is sort of where they mocked Arsenal for being for years. It's funny how the turn's table.
I think overall, the message that I want to give is that we need to keep the positivity. It's not really to dwell on the performance and how everyone played. Obviously, there's a lot we can say, but yeah, we got to keep the positivity. And also as well, one thing I want to say, Trossard, please, Arteta, stop starting Trossard. I know Martinelli's had a couple bad games, but Martinelli's electric. Like when he came on today, destroyed the right back.
Yeah, his pace was definitely an issue for them. The only problem is that when he starts games, he's been less than convincing as well. That whole left side has been a bit of a problem, if I'm being honest. But, I'm with you. Against Brighton, I would definitely go with Martinelli. Any other changes you would make?
I would probably start Havertz up top as well. I think today, to be honest, when he came on, I wanted him to press a bit more. He wasn't pressing like I wanted him to, but yeah, I'd probably start Havertz. I would keep Saka. I don't know whether it's his injuries, but I think he has lost a bit of pace. He's not. He always seems like it's the same way Jesus has got. It's like there's an extra gear they can't reach, and I don't know what it is. I'd probably start Eze again and just give him another chance to kind of hit some solid form. I think he doesn't. Again, he's not direct enough as well going forward. I think he could have been a lot more direct today. I think his first touch was a bit off. I think the shot that he got off, he could have took a little bit earlier. So there's a lot of talking points, but overall, I'm happy with the 3 points, to be honest with you.
And like they always say, Terrell, it's defences that win titles, yeah?
Exactly. So yeah, big up Raya, big up Saliba, big up Arsenal, man. You know what I'm saying? May 26th, we got this league, 100%.
Kai, I know you had some thoughts on the game. The floor is yours.
Yeah, it was a hard watch, I'm not going to lie, but sometimes you just have to get over the line. Like City, they didn't have the greatest game against Leeds. Leeds could have been 2-0 up in that game, but City came away with the 3 points, and that's what champions do. So it's good to see Arsenal, getting over the line when games are tough, because Chelsea were tough. Like, they came for the fight. So, yeah, got to give it to them.
What do you think was the issue today then? I mean, some people have said it was a poor game overall. Some people said we were jaded. Some people said the intensity wasn't quite there. There was quite a few players off form today. What do you put it down to?
We just looked lethargic. I feel like Arteta needs to rotate a bit more. Before the game started, I thought that Norgard should have started the game instead of Zubimendi. I think he would have just given us that bit of creativity. But I do understand why Arteta went for that, because, it was a scrappy game, and so he did contribute defensively. But yeah, Trossard as well, he looks kind of just off it. He's been off it for a few games. So yeah, I think it's time for some rotation.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with that. I mean, that left-hand side, let's talk about that for a few seconds, because that's becoming an issue. Because a few weeks ago, Martinelli had his worst game against Wolves. Trossard's now played the last two against Tottenham and again today. And I've got to be honest, he's not looked at his best. What do you do about that left-hand side at the moment?
Do you know what? Martinelli actually looked really good in that left-hand side, and, he ultimately led to Neto actually getting sent off. Red card FC, back at it again. I don't know how many reds they're going to take. But I would actually, in the next game, put in Havertz on the left and give Trossard a bit of a rest. I feel like Eze still needs his place in the team. And so to accommodate that, I feel like let's give Havertz a try on the left. Why not?
At the end of the day, sometimes in sports, you don't play your best football. But if you get the 3 points, that's all that counts, really. And we're still 5 points clear. It's all in our hands still at this moment.
Yeah, listen, the main thing at the end of the season, when we win this Premiership, are we going to remember that we played, we just scraped a 2-1 win or other games we just scraped to win? No, we're not going to remember that. So the main thing is just to be positive and say, listen, we're Man City won and then we've won, so we've still kept that gap. So that's the main thing I think that we should really just focus on. I can understand some, weren't playing as well, bad pitch with us, etc. Gyökeres not getting on the score sheet or not looking like the prolific striker he was in the last game. But at the same time, we pulled through, we got the win, and that's what champions do. So.
No, you make a great point. Why do you think there were so many players off today? I mean, the intensity levels seemed to drop from last week when we played Tottenham. Everyone was on that high. Today it was a little bit flat, even though it was another London derby, another big game. Why do you think that was?
I don't want to give much excuses because obviously they're pros, but at the same time, the pitch didn't look as great because a lot of them were sliding off and that. And the other thing, a lot of them looked a bit jaded as well. I don't know why, because a lot of games and accumulating. I still feel that we should have used the subs a touch more coming towards the end. Like I know we had one or two subs left that they could have just swapped around, but at the same time, I just feel like there's something, man, and I can't put my finger on it because it's like Gyökeres looked excellent. Okay, it was Tottenham, but at the same time, do that same performance against the next team. You know what I mean? You can't be looking off like that just against Chelsea. So I think. Would
you make any changes for the game coming? Because it's a pretty quick turnaround. We've got Brighton on Wednesday. Today's Sunday, obviously. Would you make any changes for the game against Brighton, or would you keep the same team?
No, I'll definitely make some changes, man.
Who?
I would say I want to see Norgard in there a bit more as well. I think
Norgard for who?
I think put him in for Zubimendi. I put a new god in there because Zubimendi done one sloppy pass back to Raya. That, oh my days, that pissed me off. And that was like I was getting PTSD of what happened against Man United. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my. But I just feel like, and who else? Who can I say?
A few people have been calling for Norgard to get some minutes. You know what? I'm kind of with you on that. I think, I'd like to see Norgard against Brighton.
Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing?
You're doing all right? And this is what you get in Europe.
I know. Tony Ellis!
Thank you so much.
You're the man.